We've had so much rain this spring, we decided to go ahead and replace the trees that died in the drought last year. And of course, Crockett had to come and help. Two of the trees we replaced them with are shoe-marred red oak, and I can't remember the other one. This one sent out water sprouts from the root ball, and I went ahead and kept them, but I don't want to wait on them to get that big. And Crockett, being the big help he is, helped me with the last 2 trampolines we got for shade for the pigs. Crockett is now 2 years old, so I think those horns are going to be pretty impressive. Bowie thought he was going to help, and you can see Bonnie in the background, well adjusted to the herd. And here comes Sally, Frida, and her baby Schroeder. Well, I've officially given up on raising mealworms for the chickens. So they got the beetles, the larvae, and all the oatmeal that was at the bottom of their little trays. I noticed the chicken wire was kind of pulled at the bottom of the door here. I don't know if something was trying to get in or if the sheep were rubbing on it or what, but I decided to put hardware cloth on there so nothing can get in, hopefully. Also put a planter on this side, but it's the west side, so hopefully they don't burst into flames. I had to break the news to Mavis that none of her eggs have been fertile, so I did remove them from the incubator. And it just wouldn't be our video without adding some more pigs. This is our last gilt we're getting. Her name is Luna, and she is from Sparkle Lines. Derek's son Dylan came up to visit, and Derek and Dylan went to Mississippi to pick her up. I said she was our last gilt, but we did get one more boar. This is Sirius Black, and he actually came from East Texas, not an hour from us. If you're keeping track, that makes 13 pigs that we have. 3 boars, 3 feeder pigs, and 7 girls. The temperatures are staying in the 80s, but it is very humid because it's been raining so much. So we're there at the heat of the day to spray them down and fill their water. Dylan also helped us make more of the pig houses that we needed for the other 2 pens that we finally finished. On to the farrowing pen. This is the house that makes a good scratchy post that we are building a form for so that we can put it on a concrete slab. It kind of stays muddy in here because there's still not any grass growing in there, so we wanted a dry place for the babies to be born. And we wanted to play with concrete. 2 pallets of concrete in 2 days. I kid, but the only way we could get through this much concrete is with a mud mixer. It's connected to water. It has that breaker bar in the middle where you just throw the bag on it and breaks it open. You can control the consistency with a little knob. And this is our redneck rebar, as Dylan would say. It's a piece of field fence that we have no other use for. So hopefully it'll keep that foundation a little bit stronger. I think this slab was 7.5 by 5.5, and it took us about a pallet of concrete. A few days later, Lily was looking pretty suspicious, so we set up the rest of this farrowing pen with a shade on top because this house is supposedly built for airflow, but I don't think in Texas. And we put it on the slab. Then we added Lily and some straw, and then it hit me. She wasn't in the pen with Hagrid just for 1 month, but for 3 months. Strange things are happening with her, so we'll see. Dylan was begging to do more concrete projects, so we thought of some other things we'd need concrete for. We already had the mud mixer and more concrete, so we did a whole bunch more. This is in the sheep pen next to the chicken coop, and we'll tell you what this is for later on. It's going to be a while probably before this is finished. There's a small one out here we're going to use for a smokehouse, but don't expect that to be finished anytime soon either. Apparently the calves wanted to sign it before it dried. And the most exciting of all is my greenhouse. We just did a footing around it, and it's 16 by 8. This also won't be done for a while, but at least we have the concrete done while we had the mixer. I was doing a spring cleaning in the goat pens when it's staying pretty humid, so these boys are hot. I went ahead and shaved them both, but it was a rodeo. We didn't even record when they were flailing around like idiots. They thought they were dying on the stand, but now they're much more comfortable. And they're still my friends. I went ahead and pulled all the onions and shallots, and I was left with weeds in between where the onions were. So I weed whacked that. I was gonna let the chickens in, but there was ant killer in there because there were so many freaking ants. I'm gonna cover this again and kill everything underneath it, and then probably grow watermelons or squash or something in here.